In step 7, we're going to look at the playing variable, and we are going to make it so that the title appears when we start the game, and as soon as we press the space bar, we're actually going to get rid of it and get ready to start playing the game, so change the playing variable to 1. Now, to do all that, I'm going to break it down into small chunks. So the first thing that I need to do is import the game title. So I'm going to click on the import button, and I'm going to choose the title. Make sure, if you can't see the flappy sprites, then make sure you've got your desktop selected. But I'm going to choose the title, and I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to go through, and just because I've named all of the other sprites, I'm going to name this one as well, called title. And now I'm going to put a little bit of script on there. So I said at the start of the game, so when the green flag is clicked, I want the title to be shown, but I do want to hide the title after the space bar has been pressed. So I'm going to have to look at the sensing options. I'm going to have to try and figure out when the space bar has been pressed. Now, to do that test, I'm going to use an if statement, but again, I don't want to wait until the first time, just ask the once. I want to keep asking that question, so I'm going to use a forever if. I'm going to say forever if the space bar is pressed, and then as soon as the space bar has been pressed, that's when I want to hide the title. So if I test that, we can see that as soon as I press the space bar, the title's now disappeared. Now, one other final thing that I need to do at this point is to change that playing variable to 1. At the minute it's set to 0, which we can see on the stage at the minute. So I'm going to change the variable, or set the variable, doesn't matter which one for this particular task, but I'm going to set the playing variable to 1, like so. So at that point, we know when it's set to 1, we know that we are playing the game, we're not just looking at the title. So now, if we start the game, you can see that the title will stay there until I press the space bar, and you can see that the playing variable's also changed to 1. So the last instruction that we're asked to do in step 7 is to go and make a change to something that we did back in step 4. So I'm going to click on a flappybird sprite, and I'm looking for the flowchart that changes the Y value. So it's this flowchart here. Now what I want to do is I want to get rid of that forever loop, and I want to replace it with a forever if. Except this time I'm going to use an operator, and I'm going to find out if the playing variable is equal to 1. That's when I want to change the Y value. Okay, so I'm not going to run that now, but I want you to go and make that change from step 4 and see what happens in your game.